Hello everyone, my name is Zach Sutherland and this is my final senior presentation. I'm going to start with the academic side of things. Throughout my 4 years at Del Norte, I've taken a wide variety of different courses. These include easier courses like Spanish 1-2, High School English 1-2, and Bio 1-2 to much more difficult advanced placement courses, including but not limited to AP English Language and Composition, AP Physics C Mechanics, AP Calc AB, and BC. During these classes, I've accumulated a vast amount of knowledge in a variety of different areas. For example, in calculus, I learned how to quickly perform mathematical actions such as derivatives and integrals. And in APEL, I learned how to become a better writer, something that could be invaluable in lots of situations in and after college. I still am very proud of myself for getting a 4 on the APEL AP exam, despite English not being my strong suit in the slightest. Not only is the information I learned important, however, but also the relationships I built in these classes. The assignments I did in Del Norte often required a lot of teamwork with my table groups. In this way, I've met lots of different people and made multiple friends with similar interests as me. For example, I met my friend Jeff Shaw at the very beginning of freshman year in Bio 1 when we had to do an assignment on biochemistry together. Now, he's one of my best friends and I know I can always count on him. In addition to other students, I also built positive relationships with my teachers with my friendly, hardworking attitude and contagious smile. This not only helped me when asking for letters of recommendation at the beginning of senior year, but also allowed me to be more confident throughout my years of high school, knowing that my teachers were supporting me all the way. In terms of specific skills that I've developed throughout the many classes I've taken, I've learned how to manage my time very well. At the beginning of high school, I was always someone who struggled with time. In most of my classes, I was always the last one to finish my assessments, and even with all that time, I still didn't feel very confident about the answers I put in general. Now, as a graduating senior, I've improved significantly. I noticed that in the latter half of this year, I have become much faster at writing responses and organizing information in my head under pressure. Specifically, on multiple choice, I now finish in around the average time it takes students in a class to finish an assessment, and I still receive just as good of scores as I did 4 years ago. In addition, I've become much better about avoiding procrastinating my work and keeping myself to a relatively stable schedule, which I did not do as much early in my Del Norte career. This happened as a result of me getting pinched on a few major assignments over the years, which caused me lots of unnecessary stress and anxiety, which I've now learned to avoid. Another important skill that I developed throughout high school is collaboration. In my freshman year, I never used to trust members of groups I was in to get a particular project or assignment done correctly. I would always go through everyone's work diligently, or even do parts of their assignments for them for fear that they would do it incorrectly and I would receive a bad grade. Now, I've become much more cooperative. I discuss things with members of my group to ensure that we agree on what to write beforehand. What to write beforehand, and although I do review everyone's work, I no longer attempt to micromanage. All of these benefits that I've gotten from my diverse set of classes at Del Norte will prove to be extremely useful in college, and I am thankful that I was granted these opportunities as a high school student. Now on to how Del Norte has made me future focused. Besides my academic achievements, I have developed a much fuller understanding of life and developed traits to support my success in adulthood throughout high school. In terms of responsibility, I have always been a loyal person since I was very young. People ask me to watch over things or open themselves up to me because they know I am someone that they can trust. Over the course of my high school career, these traits of mine have been reinforced through my classes and other high school experiences, specifically regarding situations in which I had to make choices. However, at the beginning of high school, I didn't used to see as many instances of people trusting me in this way because I didn't have very many friends due to my social awkwardness. And for the friends I didn't have very deep relationships with them. However, various social experiences throughout high school, such as dances, parties, going to football games, participating in performing arts, and singing in different groups, have opened my eyes and helped me understand how to fit in with the school over the years. Now I have so many more friends than I did before, and am extremely close with many of them. Not only has this helped me become more of a responsible individual than ever, but it has given me an avenue to talk to others about stresses in my life and keep my morale high. My increase in sociality over the years brings me to my next point, which is that I'm far more outgoing than I used to be. In my freshman and sophomore years, I seldom went to any social events, even when people encouraged me to. and I didn't talk very much apart from my closest friends. Now, however, I've changed significantly and wish to go to any social event that people invite me to and join any organizations that seem appealing to me because I truly believe in the philosophy that we should seize every opportunity thrown our way. I'm sure this will help me in real life, both in taking charge of situations and in getting diverse experiences until the day I die. Until now, I have talked about various skills I've acquired throughout high school that will help me in college and in real life. However, not only has Del Norte given me these things, but it has also taught me to be aware of the world and the events that happen in the society that I live in. Much of this awareness came about as a result of me taking AP Government and Politics this year. In this class, I learned all about the intricacies of the American federal government, its state governments, various aspects of voting and demographics, many different court cases, and much more. By learning how our government has evolved over time to become what we know it as today, I've become more interested in current events in all kinds of different areas pertaining to the nation. APEL was also a class that encouraged me to watch and read the news more and become more informed with the state of our current society. This is because in my on-demands in APEL, I was required to use evidence from my own knowledge to prove broad and often abstract points. And the best way to do this was to use a relative and current event. Both of these classes have helped me develop particular stances in a variety of topics, both political and non-political. By having confident stances on issues in our nation, I can certainly become a productive member of society and work to achieve what I believe is right for myself and right for society as a whole. I can't express how grateful I am for the amazing 2 million minutes that I spent at Del Norte High School. I'm sure that all the wonderful experiences I had will prove invaluable to me in the future, and that all the incredible people that I met have made me a person prepared to take on the world. And my prop is this box right here. And I actually made this box in 8th grade. We made it, there's a composition book inside this box, and we wrote a ton of stuff in it in 8th grade, and we were told to never open it until graduation. And graduation is in just a couple of weeks, so I can't wait to open this and see how my perspective of the world has changed and how my perspective of school has changed and all that. So yeah, that's my presentation. Thank you.